Hey, good afternoon, everyone. We had a little bit of technical difficulties there, so glad to be with you, though. Alan Harris here at the Emergency Operations Center. Today is May 1st. It's close to 12 o'clock, and we are here, of course, to give you an update on our response to COVID-19. The governor just got done at 11:15 making an announcement that the state parks will be reopening on Monday. Very excited about that. So you'll be able to not only enjoy Seminole County Parks. Seminole County Parks, of course, remained open the entire time, so you can go out to the Yarborough Center. You've been able to do that, as well as now the state parks. So you can enjoy one of the state parks on the east and the west side of the county. Today, from the Emergency Operations Center, we have now topped the largest personal protective equipment distribution yet to this date. We had done that about a week ago, but the logistics team has outdone themselves again today. So today, we delivered 67,500 procedural masks, 2,720 N95 masks, and 4,175 face shields to 77 facilities. So those are assisted living facilities and nursing homes in our community. So very excited about that. Overall, we've just distributed 322,500 plus masks, 31,000 plus N95 masks, 19,700 plus face shields, and 117,000 plus gloves. So a lot of equipment coming in from the state and federal government and some private entities and getting out to our first responders, our healthcare workers on the front lines in assisted living facilities, nursing homes, and hospitals. So very excited to be able to get those to those places where our most vulnerable populations live. So far in our testing side, we've been doing an incredible amount of testing over the last couple of weeks. I want to thank our partner, True Health. They're a nonprofit partner that is working with us for the pop-up sites, as well as Allied Health. And Allied Health is also a nonprofit that is doing the drive-through test sites at Altamont Springs. And then I want to thank Advent Health, which is doing the drive-through site at the Seminole Town Center Mall. So far, we have tested over 7,700 individuals here in Seminole County. Of those, 7,313 have come back negative. We've got 22 pending. We're still waiting for some results back, and we're still waiting for quite a few results back from those that have gone through the drive-through sites. The pop-up sites have gone very well. We were very upset that we weren't able to do Lincoln Heights this week. This is the second time we've tried to get over to Lincoln Heights, and we had some rain that prevented us from going there. We heard from the National Weather Service that there was the possibility of some tornadoes in that rain. Thank God that did not take place, but we wanted to make sure that our healthcare workers were safe. So we had canceled that particular event. The drive-through test site at Altamont Springs continued, of course, because that was under a parking garage. So they were in a very secure area and they had a place to go. If something did happen, of course, it didn't. So they were able to continue working. We have a few pop-up sites planned for next week. We will on Monday be at the Palm Valley community. So Palm Valley is our largest mobile home park. It's on the southeast side of the county, and it is a senior community. We're very, very happy to get over to our friends over at Palm Valley. Some of them may be watching today, and I appreciate us and your partnership and being able to get over there to help you all. On Tuesday, we will be at Harvest Time International. Harvest Time International is just north of 46 in the city of Sanford. And on Wednesday, we're going to do it. We're going to go to Lincoln Heights. We'll be at the Journey Academy, which is just south of the Lincoln Heights and Lockhart communities. We will be there in the parking lot. Journey Academy is a Seminole County Public Schools facility. It's got a big parking lot there, and that's where we will be. Again, I want to thank True Health, Allied Health, and Advent Health for their partnership in these testing sites. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. They've just done an incredible amount of work, so we really, really appreciate their support. A lot of people have asked about antibody testing. So there are a couple locations where you can get antibody testing here in Seminole County. We're working closely with the Urgent Care of Longwood. You will need to make a reservation to go to the Urgent Care of Longwood. Stages of Life Medical Institute, which is also in Longwood. You can go to LabCorp. You can either make an appointment with your primary physician and then get a prescription, or with LabCorp, you can use one of their telemedicine doctors, and they will write a prescription for you, and you can go and get an antibody test using their physician if you so choose. So that's up to you. Same thing for Quest. You will need a physician's prescription for Quest, but they are also doing the antibody testing. And there are a couple other locations. We've got those all up on our website at prepareseminole.org. Again, prepareseminole.org. Got a couple questions coming in here, so just want to say hello to Sandra, Abraham, and Michelle. Thanks very much. Always love seeing some people that are coming through regularly, so I hope you find this very, very helpful. Amy, thanks so much. Shepherd's Hope is also a wonderful partner with us. We were very, very happy to be able to provide some personal protective equipment for you all. Y'all do God's work out there, so thank you so much for what you're doing out in our community. Lynn said, I tested for peace of mind. I found out today you were negative. Excellent. No swabs was very easy. We've been hearing that it's a short wait for the drive-through sites, so it's always good to hear some good reports on that. I know the pop-up sites, remember, those are in specific neighborhoods, and those are not reservations, so it may take a little bit longer for that, for those results to come in. But the pop-up sites, the drive-through sites, you're going to make an appointment, and they're normally getting those people through in about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, for the site there at Altamont Springs, because we are doing an hour window, if you arrive right at the beginning of the hour, we have heard there is a little longer wait at that point. A lot of people come right at the top of the hour, so expect just a little bit longer wait. But if you go at the bottom of the hour, if you have an appointment from 10 to 11 and you go about 10:30, we've been hearing that is very, very short wait, so you would get through the line in about 10 to 15 minutes easy on that case. Michelle asks, are playgrounds and parks open? So the county is not opening the playgrounds at this time. Parks are always open. Parks remained open throughout the entire process. This is consistent with the governor's executive order. So in the governor's executive order, it talks about museums and libraries, and it talks about children's areas. So we are being consistent with the state of Florida. They've asked us not to open the children's areas, so we are not opening the playground areas at this time. And we will, of course, reevaluate that continuously. If we get some information from the state that they're talking about opening the child areas, we will certainly consider opening the playground areas as well. Now, that's going to be different for other cities. So other cities may open, they may not open, as well as homeowners associations. They may or may not open, and we aren't regulating anything related to that. I'm just speaking specifically for Seminole County government. So Seminole County government, we at the Parks and Leisure Services Department at this time, reading the governor's order, has made the determination they're going to keep those closed. Amy asked, when are people required to wear masks? So there's a lot of misinformation out there right now. Well, a little bit of misinformation out there about the masks. So the only county in the Central Florida area that is requiring mask use at all times is Osceola County. And they have actually relaxed that a little bit in Osceola County. What Seminole County did is we issued an executive order that said because remember, our old executive order was only for social distancing. I know there's been some people out there that says, oh yeah, you closed business or whatever. We did not. Nothing in our executive order. Please look at the other executive orders. Please read through them. You will see that nothing in there says that a business has to close. In fact, I've said it here on Facebook Live multiple times, as well as press conferences multiple times, as well as Chairman Zimbauer has said that as well. But what we wanted to do with this particular executive order is allow those businesses that have close proximity to be able to do their full range of services. So while we didn't close any like hair cutteries or places like that, it was very difficult for those individuals to operate if they had to be in close proximity together. It's hard to social distance and do that at the same time. They could still sell products, they could still sell gift cards, they could still do those types of items. So Amy asked about when you are required to wear a mask. The only thing that we are saying is that businesses that are in close proximity. So that, again, that's going to be a hair salon, which right now can't open based on the state's executive order. Quite frankly, I'll be honest with each and every one of you, we did not anticipate that. Orange County didn't anticipate that. Osceola didn't anticipate that. We were on a conference call with them regularly. We did not expect that the hair salons, the nail salons, and the massage therapists would not be opening right away. What we wanted to do with our executive order is allow those businesses to operate. So for those businesses where a person is right in front of the other person's face continuously throughout the entire process, again, tattoo artists, massage therapists, hair salons, nail salons, we wanted to offer a possibility or a way that they could do that safely. So that is what we're requesting and requiring, is that an individual wear a mask in those services. So in those services, that would be what we've asked for. Does that mean that the mask police is going to come around and arrest people because they have not worn their mask properly? Absolutely not. Again, this is a best practice. This is a safe practice. And that's why we wanted to put it in there. We wanted small businesses, all small businesses, to be able to operate. Unfortunately, our executive order obviously does not trump the state of Florida's executive order. So the state of Florida governor has said that those businesses cannot open right now. But as soon as those businesses can open, we've actually already heard from spas, hairstylists, and all that they were planning to use the masks anyway. So I don't think that's going to be a big burden for them. Car auto dealers have already talked about making sure that the patron and the salesperson is protected, both of them in the car when they're doing the test drive. So Jamie asks, what about malls and courthouses? So the courthouse is actually, the clerk of the court is planning his opening right now. If you go to their website, you're going to have all kinds of information on how they are planning to open. I know that we've had some conversations with the Altamont Mall. I don't know that they have a confirmed date right now, but I know that they are looking at how they would open. Again, 25% occupancy based on what the state of Florida has issued in their executive order. So 25% for retail in there. Do you have to pay for antibody testing? Connie asks. Connie, no. So there's a couple in there. So you called them, and just go to prepareseminole.org, Connie, and you will see the sites. And there are a couple sites there. One is called Sequoia, and there is one that is the, hang on one second, the Stages of Life. So there is not a copay for those two. So just give them a ring, make an appointment. They've told us that they are not going to do the copay for those facilities. So just give them a call. They're just going to do it from your medical insurance. So you just show them the medical insurance card for that one. And Sharon asked the same thing. Our antibody, that's free. So again, it would be for you would have to pay for that. So Jessica asked, when is the DMV open? So when is the tax collector going to open? So the tax collector has a drive-through site. That's at Winter Springs, right, guys? Yeah, Winter Springs already, and I know that he's planning his other openings this next week. So, but you can go to the Winter Springs site and go through the drive-through there to get your services. If you need to call it, you can also call and make an appointment, and they'll schedule an appointment for you so you can come over and you can work with the tax collector. We've been working very closely with the tax collector. He's got new plastic shields up on the front counters and stuff like that to protect the employees and the patients. So that's been an incredible thing that he's done for you all to keep everybody safe. So we really appreciate that. Mauricio asks, the daycares, can they reopen? Well, daycares actually have never closed. So if your daycare closed, that's because they want to close. There is nothing in our order. There is nothing in the state's order that required a daycare to close. In fact, ours specifically exempts daycares and child care facilities as well. I believe the state of Florida exempts those as well. So daycares and child cares can continue to operate. So if yours isn't working, it could be because the owner of that business made a decision to protect staff for whatever reason, but they made that decision. Duncan asks, why are fitness studios with one trainer and a client forced to close? For those that know me, know that I love to go to my gym. I enjoy that. I wipe down the machines. I practice social distancing, and I will practice social distancing when they open. Right now, the state of Florida has gyms cannot open. In phase 1 of the federal opening of America, gyms were supposed to open. So that will be something that I know the governor will look at. But Duncan, I'm waiting for my gym to open as well. I can't wait for it to open. Unfortunately, my gym's not opening because of the state of Florida order. No other order, of course. Our order does not prevent a gym from opening. In fact, I'm ready for the gym to open personally. Karen asked, what about dental offices? Dental offices can now open. In fact, dental offices, because they're a medical facility, could have operated anyway. So if your dental office was closed for some reason, that's because the dentist made that decision. But certainly dental offices can open. I know there was some issues with personal protective equipment. So that may be why some of the dental offices, in fact, we talked to one earlier today, and he was having a really hard time finding some personal protective equipment. So we're trying to help him get some vendors where he could get some, but he didn't want to open until he made sure that his staff had masks, because you're right in front of the person. Now, while our social distancing order exempts healthcare workers, of course, we continue to recommend face masks for the dental hygienists and the dentists, and they already do that. So it's like this is something that's going to be brand new. Cheryl asks, do churches have to have 10 or less people? No. This new executive order exempts that. So we removed the 10 or less people. So now it's 50% occupancy. That's actually 25% higher than what the governor was suggesting. So the governor suggested 25%, or in his executive order said 25% retail and restaurant. We can't change that. So our executive order says 25% for retail and restaurant. Has to be consistent with the governor. He did not say anything about any of the other businesses. So the other businesses were up to 50%. So that includes places of assembly. So yes, the churches can continue to operate the way they have been, which is online. Some have been doing drive-in. Some have been doing smaller type services. So they can still do that. It's still recommended if it's if you have a higher senior population, and certainly for the seniors, it would be beneficial to have online services as well as in building services. So if you want to do the in-building services, all we're asking in our order is that it be 50%, which would allow the social distancing. Amy asked, at no time are patrons required to wear a mask. So if you are within 6 feet, that is when that we are asking a patron to wear a mask. Again, is the mask, there is no mask police. So this is a recommendation. It does have, there's language in here, but this is for educational purposes. We do not intend to fine anyone because they're not wearing a patron not wearing a mask. And certainly the patron doesn't have to wear a mask if they can't have the service provided. So obviously, if it's a restaurant, you're not going to wear a mask because you have to eat. But the waiter wears, I mean, this is already happening, right? I go to Starbucks and they're all wearing a mask. You go to Dunkin' Donut, you go to many restaurants, they're already wearing masks. So that's all we're saying. Barbara asks, she's a diabetic. How am I supposed to make it if I can't work? Yeah, this is a challenge for everyone. Even us. I mean, this is half of my household income is gone because of a furlough, and this is a challenge for all of us. Hopefully, your business has some type of at work at home policy. Because you're diabetic, Barbara, you may want to look into FMLA. Family Medical Leave Act to see if you qualify for that. There may be some other things related to that that you can give us a call actually at the Citizens Hotline, and maybe we can talk you through some of those things and see how we can help. Nina asks, there are new rules for churches. Yes, 50% of the occupancy. So you can hold services this week if you want to. Or you can continue doing the online services, or a mixture of both. A lot of people are doing the mixture of both. William asks, is there a requirement for restaurant workers to wear masks? William, so yeah, if you're going to be within 6 feet of a person, especially delivering foods and things like that, you're going to want to wear a mask. And again, this has been done in most restaurants already. But yeah, in our order, if you're within 6 feet of a person, it's going to be hard to take their order and deliver their food and stuff like that without a mask. So it's good for the patron. It's good for the waiter and the waitress. So yeah, that's in there. Adity asks if there's another wave. So it's a good question. So if there's another wave, if there's a second wave, if there's a bump in any way, what are we going to do? We'll have to all get together. We have a medical doctor. We have a health officer from the health department, the sheriff, all 7 city managers, the county chairman, the county attorney, the county manager, all sit on the committee, the economic development director that works with all the chambers, the operations manager for the county, the fire chief. So we all get together and we talk about these things. So if we start to see a large bump that where the healthcare system is being affected, then we'll take whatever measures are necessary. And the governor said the same thing, and the president said the same thing. But if people practice social distancing, hopefully that won't be the case. And we have seen social distancing is working. So these simple things, social distancing, wearing a mask, things like that have protected us. It has flattened the curve dramatically. So if we continue to do those things, we should be okay. Lynn asks, is antibody testing open for anyone? Yes, it is open for anyone. You can definitely go get an antibody test if you want to, just making a reservation or an appointment at one of those locations I talked about. Michelle said, I thought businesses closed that were non-essential. In Seminole County, Seminole County has never said a non-essential or essential businesses, but the governor of the state of Florida did list non-essential businesses, and at that time they were closed. But we are saying that he is saying, sorry, that certain non-essential businesses can open. Again, his non-essential businesses. Some of them can't. That's based on him. So he has said gyms, hair salons, things like that cannot open. Once they open, so once he says they open, Seminole County has nothing on our books to prevent them from opening. All our order says is that if you are going to open and you're going to be right in the face of your patron, you should wear a mask. So I'm sorry, we started a little bit late today. I did want to give you time to get over to the Seminole County Public School Facebook Live. So just flip over to them. They're starting right now at 12:30. So sorry we went a little over, but I hope you can click over and visit with Superintendent Walt Griffin and the fine folks over at the Seminole County Public Schools. Y'all have a safe weekend, and we'll see you soon.